Hi guys. So I'm going to go ahead and film part 2 right now. I just felt like the other one was super long, and I know how it's hard to have a long attention span, and people are busy and everything. So I'm doing part 2 right now. And so if you don't know what I said in part 1, just go with part 1, because part 1 kind of goes over the resume and the preparation for the interview. Okay. So now we're at the interview, okay? Many times I'm trying to think, almost every single time, no, I'm lying. Many times when I do get when I have gotten hired at an airline, it's hired on the spot. And when you are hired on the spot, you have to be prepared. Urine test, fingerprints, background, all of that. Also, they always tell you, many times they tell you to come with your social security, maybe driver's license, passport, all of that stuff, so that if they hire you, they can just get all that paperwork, that HR paperwork done. It's happened to me many times where I was hired on the spot. The only time I wasn't hired on the spot was my flight attendant when I was with United. I think I found out like a week later or a few days later, and then when I got a Continental job, which I didn't take, it was LAX. Oh, and a Delta job at LAX. Yeah. No, I'm lying. That was on the spot. The Continental was not on the spot. I think I got a letter that I got hired maybe a week later. Okay. But all my other jobs, hired on the spot. So be prepared. You have to have a clean drug test. I know that many of the states, my state included, you can, cannabis and marijuana, all that stuff is legal. It is not legal in the aviation industry, just like it's not legal in the medical industry that I'm in. So none of that. So it's going to be a urine test. So just make sure that you know that you don't want to get disqualified from the airlines just because of a not clean urine test. Okay, so you go in there, right? You go in there, you come and you smile, and you even if you have a mask on and you're ready for it. And the first thing is you go and you check in, and you're ready, and you're like, oh, hi, I'm so and so. I'll say, hi, I'm Nidia. I'm just checking in. I haven't and then they'll go and find your name on the list and all that kind of stuff. One other tidbit I do need to tell you is, I remember at one of my interviews, you had to respond to the email. You could not just show up. So for instance, they said, if you decide to come, make sure you respond to this email saying, yes, I am available to come. Some people didn't do that. They did not respond and reply and say, yes, I'm coming. So they just showed up because I guess they didn't see that line, that small little line at the bottom that said that, and they did not get to interview. So make sure when you read the emails that they give you, read it from top to bottom. It'll give you instructions. Make sure you reply to the email. Make sure you have a resume, all of those things. They're seeing and they're making sure that you have attention to detail. If you don't have attention to detail, many times you're going to be disqualified right then and there. Okay, so you go in there and you're nice and you smile and all of that stuff, and you make sure that you make a good impression, because people are watching you from that point on. And talk to you don't have to be fake or anything, but you can even talk to the other candidates and just be friendly, because you're on stage right then and there. When I go in, a lot of times I do. Okay, so when it was a big cattle call, I would probably be in like the second row. This time, or second row, but many times it's better always to be in the first row. Just be in the first row and show that you're eager and that you're ready. The last time I interviewed, I think that they pretty much hired only people in the front row. Oh, one girl in the back row, but they knew her. So, but if you can, go on the front row and just sit there and smile and all that kind of stuff. Be eager and just be very positive. Just be careful and steer away from certain questions. If they say something like, because this happened to my friend recently, unfortunately. If they say something like, have you ever had problems with a supervisor in the past? Be careful with that question, because you can get disqualified just like that, because they don't want to hire a troublemaker. They don't want to hire a troublemaker. They want to hire somebody that's cool, easygoing, this and that. So you can start thinking about that question too. I personally would probably say something like, oh, no, I haven't really had any problems with my supervisors in the past. I've been very blessed, or I've been very lucky that I have not really had any. I've always had really great supervisors. So generally I haven't had to come up with something like that. Just come up with something like that. Don't talk about you've had problems with your supervisor in the past. You've had to report them, any of that stuff. They don't want to hear it. They want to make sure that you are very flexible. In the airline industry, you have to be super flexible. And if they say, are you willing to come in night shifts or any shifts? The answer is yes. Are you willing to work on holidays? The answer is yes. If you have to stay over because of IROPS is irregular operations, like when planes go out late because of maintenance or weather, or the crew not able to finish or do these flights because maybe they've gone over their time. Any of that, yes. The answer is yes. I can stay late. I can work weekends, holidays. I can work any shift of the day. That's what they want to hear. If you cannot, then there's no point, especially at the beginning, because at the beginning you really don't have control over your schedule at all. And it's hard. It's hard. That's why a lot of people don't leave their airlines, just because once you start off at the beginning, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, I have had jobs in the past, and been able to start airline jobs, but I've been very blessed because my day jobs are so flexible that I'm able to kind of manipulate my schedule, trade with my friends. If some of you guys don't know, I work in the medical field. So we have 12-hour shifts, and we can kind of make our own schedule. So what I used to do, or what I've done, or what I do actually, is whatever my airline schedule is, just say if I work Monday through Friday, if I need to work at the airport or at the hospital or schedule myself any shifts, it'll be a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'm not working as much at the hospital. I got a really good job at one of the major hospital universities where I only have to put in for 2 days a month. So I've kind of slowed down with the hospital jobs. So that makes life easier at the airline. So just be careful when it comes to that. If you do have another job and you say, oh, I can't work during the day because I work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, they're not gonna, it's gonna be hard. And I don't know if they can hire you with that, unless you work at unless you're from like a really small station and they only have like one flight a day at night or something like that. But if you're gonna be working at a normal station that has, multiple flights a day, 12 to 200, 300 flights a day, then it'll be kind of hard to say, oh, I can't work this shift or that shift, because there's going to be a lot of shifts. Just make sure that you say the keywords when you answer the question: safety, flexibility, our customers, we want to have good customer service. We want our customers to, all that kind of stuff. Just make sure it's customer service friendly and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling on. So you go in, a lot of times you'll have a group interview, or they'll ask you a bunch of questions at the beginning, and then they'll break it down, and then you'll go to individual interviews, and then they'll break it down again, and then they'll let you know if they're hired. Recently, because of COVID, they have small groups, and it's maybe a group of 5 to 10 people. They ask you the same question. This is what I've known. They've been asking the same question, and then they pick you, and then they say, so-and-so, 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 come in this room with me. You guys stay here. And then you don't even know who ended up getting into the group that got hired. But the group that didn't get hired are the ones that say, thank you so much, we're going to let you know next week. Those are the ones that didn't get hired generally, like 90% of the time. And the other ones, they'll be like, oh, congratulations, you got it. Let's go in here and do the background check, the urine test, all of that stuff. It's amazing how much airlines are hiring right now. I mean, mainline is hiring, the contract companies and the subsidiaries, everyone's hiring, and it's so awesome. I guess because so many people did retire, so then now, and everybody's so excited that they can actually travel now that the industry is getting really busy with flights and with customers and all of that stuff. So that's a blessing. But gosh, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else that I did not go over. But good luck, you guys. Apply. And also, I know a lot of people are asking me about mainline versus subsidiary versus contract. Get in where you can. I mean, I know a lot of times the ultimate goal is mainline, because mainline, I feel like mainline, you don't work as hard because there's more staff. You don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff. You make more money. There's more opportunity for growth. But if you're from a small station, or you're from a station that, or if you can't get into mainline, just go with, if you want to get your feet wet and get your experience, just get what you can get. And then while you're in that subsidiary or contract or whatever, you're getting your experience. And then when mainline does open up, you can go to mainline if that's what you want. Some people don't like mainline. Some people do like the smaller stations because, or smaller subsidiaries, because your seniority goes up high, like super high. Like for instance, me, I've worked at places where they were very senior and the most junior person is 20 years. And then I've also worked at places where the most junior person is, right away. And, the most senior person is like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to depend on seniority, and it's going to depend on what you want to do with your life. But for me, I personally, at this time in my life, probably would work. If I wanted to get into the industry, I would just get in to any place that allowed me to get flight benefits. Obviously, I would probably do mainline first, but if I can't, I would just do a subsidiary and just get the mainline, the flight benefits, because that's all I want. That's the main thing for me is travel. So everyone's different, but I do like mainline. I do. But I hope you guys are doing well. And this one was super rambly, and I apologize for that. But I hope you got some kind of information out of it. And if I did forget something, let me know. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.